Well, that didn't go well, did it?
No.
It's
Surprise.
surprise, guys. Adobe's CEO is quote unquote stepping down in the face of investor concerns over AI.
Shocker.
What?
That's my word of the day is shocker.
What? I mean, this is, we already covered BuzzFeed today. BuzzFeed's like, we don't have enough money to stay in business. And now Adobe, and we've been covering Adobe because Adobe's stock is in the gutter. It's been declining for the last 2 years now. Adobe is chasing after AI when their core customer base is made up of creatives who a lot of them don't want to use AI, but they're shoving AI into everything. Oh, look, the guy's stepping down. Their stock's going up. They've had some very aggressive anti-consumer practices. They were apparently training their AI on people's documents stored in the cloud. We just covered, it was like 2 or 3 months ago, they were going to pull the plug on an industry standard animation software package, and people were panicking about that. I mean, this company has made nothing but anti-consumer bad decisions for 3 or 4 years now. And it finally has caught up with them, and now their CEO is leaving. And really, Adobe, all you have to do is just be the best Adobe you can be. Nobody knows what the hell this company is now.
Well, the thing is, it's like people can't trust them. They don't.
No, you can't trust them.
Especially the animators in those industries. They're looking for another program to use because they were all like it was the standard. Well, now they're trying to find something else because they said they weren't going to take it away as fast as they originally said, but you can't trust them.
You can't trust them.
They just dropped this on them before. The rug's going to be put up from underneath them, so they're going to want to go someplace that's not going to do that.
I don't know what their end game is because, again, AI is happening very quickly, but the people that use your tools are, a lot of them, afraid of being replaced with AI. Mm-hmm. So you pull the rug out from underneath them by being like, hey guys, why use Photoshop to edit your own photos and your own artwork when Photoshop can just draw it for you? Mm-hmm. Then why pay Adobe? Why bother paying Adobe, $70, $80 a month or whatever the hell they want now to have Photoshop do your work for you?
Well, then why? But even further, why bother hiring artists to use Adobe? Because you could just generate yourself.
Well, I think that's what they were thinking. I honestly think this guy's thought process was, we'll get executives to buy Adobe software, and then the Adobe software, Photoshop, will just make them photos like magic with AI, and they don't have to hire those pesky freelancers.
It's just stupid. It's, I mean, not just them. It's like anybody could do it, but the whole thing's dumb. And then beyond that, it was already like a questionable decision. But then their last brain fart of by the way, we're discontinuing the industry standard. We're just going to stop letting you use it in a couple of years. Was I think the nail in the coffin, the final nail in the coffin, because that was just really dumb.
There has been so much around Adobe over the last couple of years, and being creatives, working in the creative space. I mean, Adobe has been the industry standard as long as I can remember. I mean, I started using Adobe with version 2 of Photoshop. That's how
I know you've been using it as long as I've known
freaking
you.
old I am. And I remember you used to buy your software on a disc and you owned it. And that is not the case now. And that was kind of strike one. And then it's just all been downhill from there. So let's take a look at this before we get into any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Yeah, woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
So this is coming from Bloomberg. Adobe CEO to step down in face of investor concerns over AI. Their stock is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder why. Because the one thing Adobe's supposed to do, it doesn't even want to do that. It wants to just take over. But again, what separates Adobe from any other AI platform at this point?
That's a good point. I mean, you could go anyplace else and and
cheaper.
Do something that and it's not even industry standard now because all the industry is going to start finding something else to make industry standard because they can't trust them.
So Chief Executive Officer Shantanu Narayen will resign. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Resign.
I give up trying to pronounce the names.
From his position atop the creative software giant amid deep skepticism about the company's ability to thrive in the AI era. He served as the CEO for 18 years. He will remain in the position until a successor has been appointed, Adobe said Thursday in a statement. The 62-year-old will stay on board as chairman. The CEO change adds questions around strategic continuity, capital allocation priorities, and pace of innovation, says Grace Harmon, an analyst at eMarketer. Investors will likely focus on whether incoming leadership maintains a balance between disciplined execution and aggressive AI investment, especially as competition in creative and enterprise AI intensifies.
This is why you're going to fail. I'm just going to tell you know what? Let me save you a lot of trouble. This is why you fail. Investors want AI. Investors don't know what the fuck they're doing. Investors keep hearing AI is the coolest thing ever, and they keep pushing for these things. Like when they hear layoffs, they immediately get excited and invest. It's not going to go the way you think it is. And especially when it comes to Adobe. When you're talking about artist software, talking about aggressive AI is probably the kiss of death. So I'm going to tell you right now, if investors are looking for that, well, I'm going to tell investors, don't buy it at all. Because if you're going to look for that when it comes to things like Adobe, you're going to lose money. And you kind of deserve to lose money because some things you can't shove aggressive AI into. And when it comes to artists and things that you're putting out of work, but it's the industry standard for animation, maybe saying, hey, we're going to put aggressive AI into something isn't the way you should go.
I think what is going to happen is one of these other companies is going to come along and buy Adobe and roll it into their AI suite.
Well, I just think they're making all kinds of mistakes.
Canva will buy them or something.
Probably. That makes sense, actually.
Yeah. Which is so weird because Canva I mean, God, everything is changing so fast. So we told people a couple of years ago, if you're tired of Adobe and you want to actually own your graphics software, go with Affinity, which I still recommend to some degree, but Canva bought Affinity. It is a matter of time until they just integrate the whole thing and be like, yeah, you can use Affinity, but you're going to use it with our Canva AI. We're going to shove that into it. There are no like really good, non-AI alternatives with art software now because, I mean, I understand AI is becoming the standard, but like the people that use this software want to make things by hand, right? So taking that ability where you're making it so anybody can just, fire up Photoshop and, make memes or whatever. What is the purpose? Why even have that software when you can just go out to Chat GPT and have it do basically the same thing?
Right.
For a lot less per month.
But their audience is geared. The audience that they want, the customer base they want, is mostly creatives, and then this is what's going to happen with all these programs. You're going to get these people who want to be creatives that aren't. But when you're like Adobe and you're focused on that, this is an idiotic move.
It should have been. I mean, I get that they're kind of looking at from their point of view, and they're like, this is an existential crisis because if the majority of design work is going to be done with AI now and we don't get in on that, we're screwed. But the people that use your software want control over it, not just here's a prompt and boom,
Right. There's got to be a way that you can meet in the middle here.
I would say the thing to do would be to create
two versions.
Standalone tools that you can integrate AI into it if you want to. Like you can toggle, so hypothetically speaking, if say Canva bought them, right, or OpenAI bought them or something, so you've got your version of Photoshop that works the way it's always worked, and then if you want to integrate it with OpenAI to pull your OpenAI stuff into it, you can do that, but that's an option that you have. Because primarily the software's job is to allow you to design your own stuff. But again, how long realistically is that going to last when entire industries, entire groups of workers in the creative industries are going to be snapped because they're no longer necessary because the guy in the office, the bean counter, can just type in a prompt and he'll get some half-assed design or whatever, but he'll be like, oh, I just saved us $25,000 by typing some prompts into, Chat GPT and made myself a marketing campaign. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's kind of, so I'm going to be honest. I don't have a solution. I mean, he might have made
I'm not a solution either.
I'm not making excuses for the guy, but he might have been looking at this. He's like, yeah, realistically, how long are people even going to use Photoshop? The way that they have been. And they might be looking at like basically our tool set is going to provide people the ability to fine tune AI output because that's probably where everything's going. So,
but that's not what they said. And I think the reason he got gone is because they basically just came out and said was, okay, all the stuff you're relying on, we're getting rid of.
Yeah, it was the way it was done.
It was really stupid.
I think the smarter way would have been to take the opposite approach, which would have been like, we're going to slowly introduce AI or give you the ability to add it versus, oh, we're an AI company now. And that's what they did. They're like, oh yeah, we're an AI company now. So that's it, guys. Look, Photoshop can paint itself. It can take it. So we don't even need you anymore. And people were pissed about that. They're like, wait a minute. Do you not know who your target audience is, right?
That's it. It was a really stupid move. And even though that's what his intention was, that doesn't seem like that's what his intention was, because the way they behaved is it kind of counterintuitive to that.
So this guy, okay, so he's been there for a while. And he is responsible for all the bullshit with Adobe. He took over in 2007, and the workforce has grown from 7,000 people to 30,000 people. Too many people. He is often credited with steering one of the first successful transitions in software to a business model in which customers bought recurring subscriptions to bundles of products rather than one-time purchases of individual applications. That was the beginning of the end of Adobe. That was the point. You could look at that and be like, you know what? I am not going to subscribe to my tool set forever. And all these other companies are doing the same thing. They're all like, oh yeah, you got to subscribe. You got to subscribe. Because they don't like it when you just drop a couple $100 and you own the thing outright.
Right.
I noticed that with...
well, none of these companies do. That's why they keep trying very hard to like make it that you have to constantly pay a subscription fee, or they're trying to make things that you already own, like a car, you have to pay to actually use parts of it, because they want that constant money.
So here, one of the editing packages I use, it's actually one of the video editing packages that we use to put our videos together. It used to be that you bought the software, you own the software. It was like a couple $100 for that version of the software. Now their new thing is, yeah, you own the software, but there's an annual maintenance fee that you have to pay. So even though you own the software, if you want to continue to use it, you have to pay the maintenance fee to continue to use it, because if you don't pay the maintenance fee, it gets turned off.
Right. So you
lose access to the thing you bought.
Right. And it's insane that all these companies are doing that. And I think it's going to keep biting them in the ass. And then there was supposed to be under the guise of, well, it'd be constantly updated, and it was. But then you get to the place where they could just decide, hey, you know what? We're not going to do it anymore. Bye.
So I wonder if Microsoft's going to buy him, because this guy had a legendary run at Adobe, said Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, who's also convinced that Microsoft is an AI company and not a software company. He's thoughtful, kind, and relentless in pursuit of Adobe's vision.
Hey, I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm going to mention it. Why are all these
you told me not to mention it.
I know, but I'm going to mention it. Why are all these CEOs sound like they're all Indian?
Because they are.
I mean, I'm just saying.
There's okay. So look,
you know what? There's another name right there. I'm like, you know what?
There is a common denominator, and this isn't a racist thing. This is an observation. The majority of company CEOs that come into a company and want to turn an existing company into an AI company, the majority of those people do tend to be of a certain background. Yes.
It's very, I wasn't going to say, but I saw the other CEO and I'm like, okay, come on.
And the new head of Microsoft's, yes. And the new, you can't unsee it. Once you see it, you can't really unsee it. There is a common denominator here. And it's AI with people from a certain background. I'm just saying, it's very weird. Because every time there's coming, it's like, oh, we're transitioning to AI, and you're like, and the CEO is, okay, that tracks, yes.
It's just weird. It's weird.
See also Google, see also YouTube, see also. I'm just saying,
it's statistically significant.
It's statistically improbable, but yes. It's very weird. So, I kind of wonder where all the data centers located.
I'm just saying, there's something weird going on.
But yeah, so this they're like, Adobe's cooked, man. There's no, I don't know. I would not want the job. They said they're looking for a new CEO. I think at this point, they're going to look to sell the company, because I don't even know what the fuck you do with it at this point. You've already destroyed all the goodwill that you had, what little goodwill you had left with the creatives that buy your software, and you failed as an AI company, because the AI is ass. Like, I've used Photoshop's AI tools trying to, tweak things here and there, and the results it gives you don't even make any damn sense. You're like, hey, could you make their eyes look, like they're going left instead of right, and it'll give you like a completely different set of eyes.
Yes, it does.
That don't belong with it.
Yes.
I'm like, this makes no sense. Like, you literally could throw this image into Chat GPT and get better results. And this is freaking Photoshop. It's like, it's awful. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't think there's any coming back from this. I think creatives, artists, I think what some people who are much smarter than me are going to have to do, if they're so anti-AI at this point, is come up with their own open source Photoshop-like software, animation software. And I'm sure that there are some out there. Like I said, we were pushing Affinity. Affinity was great. And then Canva, an AI company, came along and bought them. Yeah. So it's like, you're going to have to kind of Linux this shit, I think, and be like, yeah, we're going to create our own tools. And that's it.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to have to do.
Because everybody's chasing this, because it's all about maximum profit, maximum investment. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.